Hi, this is Faust, and this is how I recreate beats. I'm going to be showing you some tips and tricks and an example of how I do it within Ableton. So let's go. For example, if we have this beat here that we want to recreate, this is from Never Be Alone by David Guetta and Morten. And then my result that I recreated is here, is this. Okay, so the first thing to notice is what are the layers that are playing at any given time, right? So in this beat, for example, there's a beat playing, like a drum beat playing, but at the background we can listen to a violin, which is actually like this psychoacoustic effect that's very, very heavily utilized in future rave. Very typical, right? So if we remove this, it's really going to make a huge difference. Take a listen. So the first step to recreating a beat is actually really visualizing, trying to imagine and identify each of the sounds that are being played, and then you draw them in a MIDI clip and try to really think that the MIDI clip that's playing is the reference. So this is what I did right here. So first step is doing this and really trying to identify every single sound that you can listen to. And then the next step is to choose the right sample. So in this case, it's going to be like a relatively long kick. The hi-hats are gonna sound much more like a shake, more like a shaker. So really look for the nuances on each of these elements, but they're already distributed in the pattern here, so it's gonna be a lot easier, and you can solo elements to try to compare and identify what's missing. And then the next step after that is to add sorts of layering that are very common in this type of beat. So for example, this is the beat that's played during the drop. So here as well, so the pattern changes, right? And this is what I wrote. This is how it's done. You can get pretty far with this, at least in the beginning. Eventually you're gonna be developing your own beats, but just to learn how it's done, I think this is a great exercise, and I would really recommend to do this first. So as you can see, we got to a very close result here, and the good thing about this is that we are very limited. If we have just the WAV file, we are limited in terms of what we can do. But if you recreate the beat with a MIDI, basically we can really we could even, for example, reshuffle this. I already explained this in another video, but you can reshuffle this and change the change your sounds. Let's try that, for example. Another thing that you can do is have one low energy and one high energy version of the same beat, which is very useful. In this case, the drop recreation sounds like this. So it's kind of the same, but it's slightly different from the first, and you just can't do this with a single audio file, so it's very useful. And then to get to the level of the original here, I would have to add a couple of synths and layer some other stuff. There's a little riser as well, I think that's used here. So, but that's in the details, right? the structure, the bare bones at least, they're there. And that's it. This is how I recreate stuff. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and take care.